guys, and welcome to the video. Slight change of plans this morning as Panday decided to rock up an hour and a half earlier than we planned.
I'm sorry, bro.
But it's all good. I was at the gym doing my cardio. Had planned to do 60 minutes on the stairs. Panday got here super early, so I just cut it short at 30 minutes, but it's okay. So we are in Canggu area today for a bit of a switch up, but we're on our way to get some breakfast to kick off the meals for the day. Should be a good day of filming. Follow along.
One minute?
Alrighty, breakfast is a wrap, and that was an absolute treat. So I had a 3 egg white omelette with some veggies and salmon, 2 scrambled eggs, mushrooms and cooked pumpkin, and 2 slices of multigrain bread and a green iced tea. Dieting, you can be eating a decent amount of food if you make the right food source selections. Now, I wanted to talk quickly about why I am a big breakfast eater and why I'm not a fan or advocate of intermittent fasting. So I want to talk about 4 main considerations when it comes to fasting. Now, the first reason I don't do fasting is because when looking at the research, fasting doesn't have any fat loss benefits whatsoever compared to an even spread of eating. So that's probably the first major misconception around intermittent fasting, and one of the common reasons why people do it. A second consideration is that when we're in a calorie deficit, like I am now, we're in a heightened risk of muscle loss. Now, going with really long periods of not eating is only going to amplify that risk and put yourself at a greater chance of losing muscle mass. Now, the third issue is if you're having long fasting windows, this is going to mean that your protein feedings get basically squished together a little bit closer. Now, we also know from the research that when protein feedings are very close together and when they're less frequent, the daily intake of protein doesn't provide the same amount of anabolic effects as it would from more regular protein feedings evenly distributed and spread throughout the whole day. So to basically say that in another way, intermittent fasting basically causes you to get less anabolic benefits from your daily protein consumption than you would otherwise if you were spreading it out a little bit more. Now, I do acknowledge that people use intermittent fasting as an adherence tool, so they've got more calories to play with later in the day, and I understand some people aren't really hungry in the mornings, but they get really hungry at the night. While I don't think this is the optimal approach to dieting, I do understand that it can allow people to adhere to a calorie deficit a little bit easier. But with that said, I'd still recommend consuming 20 to 30 grams of pure protein early in the morning. So it's not going to chew up a big chunk of your daily calories, but it's going to allow you to stave off that muscle loss risk that you would have had otherwise if you're going from really long periods without consuming any. So we just hit the pre-workout meal. My favorite meal on my meal plan at the moment. It is damn good. So we got 60 grams dry measure oats, 50 grams of the protein matrix from Bulk Nutrients, some stevia, some cinnamon, some salt. Then the pro tip is something that I've just been trialing recently, is 25 grams of 85% dark chocolate, and like it melts over the top of the oatmeal and it tastes absolutely bomb. And then the finishing touch is 75 grams of frozen blueberries. So that meal is an absolute delight. So we are getting ready to head to training now. We're going to hit a chest and calves workout. So one of my favorite muscle groups to train, so we're going to hit it pretty damn hard. We'll try and get some good content for the reels and photos as well, so you can see how I'm looking with my latest sort of physique progression. Now, I did want to mention some of the changes that have happened with my training recently, because a lot of you guys have been sending me messages like, what have I been doing differently with my training and whatnot. Now, there's probably two main changes that have sort of, I think, helped take my physique to the next level over the last sort of 4 to 6 months. Now, the first big change was taking more rest days. So I am that sort of bro at heart who sort of take no days off, just want to grind to the limit. But that's not the best way, and it is going to get to a point where it is holding you back from progressing. We need to see training as like digging a hole for ourselves. Now, if you dig that hole too deep, in terms of making like a recovery pit, it's just going to be too difficult to get yourself out of there and to have a net sort of anabolic gain. Now, I think over the last sort of couple of years, I was just training too much and I was putting myself too deep in the hole, and it was just making it too difficult to get out of. So ever since adding more rest days, I've found that my recovery is on point and my physique is actually able to progress muscularity wise and strength wise a hell of a lot better. So I'm actually, believe it or not, only doing I'm doing one rest day after every 2 days of training. So 2 training on, 1 off. So resting it quite a lot. So every sort of 9 days, a third of it is going to be rested. So it does the benefits give me some more time to be able to focus on my client work and my YouTube content and things like that. But it also means that the training when I'm in there becomes a hell of a lot more productive, and I really take advantage of every single rep that I'm doing inside. I think another reason why the more rest days are helping is because I'm in a calorie deficit at the moment. Now, when calories, nutrition are restricted, it makes it a hell of a lot harder to recover from your training. You're not going to be able to recover and tolerate as much training volume as you would otherwise in sort of like a peak off season. So considering that my food is low, I think the extra rest time is providing a big advantage there. Now, the second major change has been sort of transitioning to more of a lower volume training approach. So most of my workouts now, they will only have sort of 12 working sets per session, which, to give you some context, like I'd regularly do 25 plus working sets beforehand. So basically I'll do 6 movements per session. There'll be 2 working sets each movement, and basically I'll have 1 working top set, and then I'll have a back off set, and usually during that back off set is when I'll add some intensification techniques like some drop sets or some rest pause sets. Now, there are a number of benefits to this training layout. Firstly, it's very time efficient workouts. You're not in the gym for a hell of a long time. It also means that there's not really any junk volume. So every sort of rep is extremely valuable and very high quality, because you're not in there for a hell of a long time. So you want to take advantage of the few minutes or the few sets that you are in there. It also keeps the workouts very interesting. They don't really get stale or boring, because you've only got 2 opportunities per movement to really go to town on that movement, and then you're on to the next thing. So you're not really doing 5 working sets of the same movement, where like sets 3 to 5 can sort of get a little bit repetitive, and motivation tends to dip a little bit by those end sets. Now, there are some downsides of this training, I think. I think the lower volume approach to training is only effective if you really know how to take yourself to true muscular failure. If you don't know how to take yourself to failure, and I'm talking true failure where you literally couldn't push out another rep, then you're probably going to need a larger overall set volume or workout volume to be able to achieve the same sort of anabolic benefits. So that's just a little summary of how my training has changed in recent times. I'm loving training at the moment, and even though my calories and my food intake is pretty low, because the workouts aren't super long and super repetitive, I'm able to get in, have really quality, high density workouts, and then get out of there and start recovering. So I'm gonna go get changed up, showered, and then we will see you in the gym. Magro leaf juice.
Magura is not pink, bro. The green.
It's a special one.
What?
So first movement, pec deck. We worked up to a top set there of 13 with the full stack after like 3 feeder sets. So now I'm backing it off like 20% of the load, and we're going to go into a rest pause set. So I'm going to do 12, rest 15 seconds, fail, rest 15 seconds, fail again. Alright, movement number 2, going down now. The first press, just hitting incline dumbbell press. So I did 2 feeder sets there, which is like 5 and 6 reps. Now going into my top set, giving it aiming for like 8 to 10. Then I'm going to do a back off set, a little bit lighter, and try and hit like a 12 to 15.
It's 50 kilo, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, you're a monster.
Movement number 3 is in effect. It's got a cable fly. Chest is super warm, so only did 1 feeder or build up set, and now I'm going straight into my top set. So gonna hit a top set, I'll rest till I need to, then I'll do a back off set, and with that back off set I'm gonna do a double drop set, so elongate the set, get a bunch of fatigue, get a bunch of reps in. Number 4, trusty bench press. I only like doing bench sort of deep into the workout where you're super warm, heaps of blood, joints are mobile, but the downside is that you're super fatigued, so you're not going to be pushing any impressive numbers. I just did my top set there, 8 of 100, really nothing to be proud of there, but after a lot of failure sets, it's understandable. So I'm going to strip a bit of weight off, I'll go back to 80, I'll hit my back off set, probably do a single drop set off that one, and then that'll be bench done and we'll be on to our last movement, chest. Last movement for chest, going down, just a body weight dip. I did no feeder sets, so just went straight in, did as many reps as I could, which was 15. Again, not impressive, but super fatigued at this point. Now, for this last set, I'm gonna hit 12, rest 15 seconds, go to failure, rest 15 seconds, go to failure, and then that'll be a wrap for chest, and then we're just gonna finish off with some calves. Alrighty, finishing with some calves to wrap this workout up. Started with the seated calf raise to hit more of like the soleus muscle. Did a top set, then a back off set with a double drop put on the back of that. Now doing more of a gastro focused movement. So I just hit my top set there of 14 reps. Now I'm going to finish off with a rest pause set. So I'm going to leave same weight, hit 12, rest 15 seconds, go again, rest 15 seconds, go again. And that is going to be a wrap for this workout. Feeling surprisingly good this session. Like I've had some rough days where the calorie deficit just got to me and I've been feeling pretty freaking trash. But I think Pandays fired me up for today's workout because I'm feeling good. So it's been a good session. Now just got to finish it off.
I think that's one the Magura with juice, bro.
Just the real shit. Post-workout, very colourful meal going down here. So I got 150 grams of grilled chicken breast, around about, I reckon, 150 grams of baked sweet potato, a shitload of veg, and I've got 2 boiled eggs here for my fats, and to drink a bougie style guava kombucha. So awesome workout today, very hungry. Basically when I'm in this calorie deficit, I'm always freaking hungry 24/7, so this meal, very much looking forward to it. That's enough chatting, I'll catch you guys in the next clip. This is a pro tip to de-shell your eggs easy. Make a little gap on the top and a little hole on the bottom. Then look at that.
Let's go. See the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Drink some water. Brush my teeth. Get out of bed and I'll stretch.
What is up, guys? We are down here at Echo Beach in Canggu, taking in the sun, some tunes, a fresh young coconut. Definitely a vibe down here. 30 degrees here in Bali, so we are making the absolute most of it. That is going to be a wrap for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please could you throw us a like and drop a comment to let me know that you liked the video. We are going to do our best to keep bringing these videos out weekly, but your support definitely goes a long way, and it means a lot to me to know that the videos are being watched and they're being appreciated. So until next time, guys, catch you guys in the next one.
Let's go. See the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day.